Alright, everybody's talking about this Kris Tyson situation. I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring. First, we'll start off with the alleged victim, Lava. He says, "Can you guys help me counter all these lies? Chris's messages to me were sent in a public Discord server / group, but everyone is farming it as if it was a one-on-one. Kris literally did nothing to me." This sounds like Stockholm Syndrome, to be honest, because, of course, the victim's going to want to defend the person that, allegedly did stuff with. Then he goes on to say, "These videos are massive lies and twisting the truth. Ava never did anything wrong, just made a few edgy jokes. I was never exploited or taken advantage of. Can you do me a favor and comment on these videos and tell them to stop spreading lies? These situations are taken away from children who are actively being exploited, and I am not a victim." Then we got Frank the Viking, who used to be in the Mr. Beast videos. He goes on to say, "I know the Lava GS are mentioning in the videos. This isn't good for Beast." I wonder what he means by that. Then he also goes on to say, "While we're at it, Kris should tell everyone how old the girl was he was snapping. They sent his first pair of Gucci slides. It's kind of weird that you knew that and didn't say anything after all this time." Yeah, I'm not sure if that's something you should say, because if you've known this whole time that something was going on and you didn't say anything, maybe that's on you. Then he goes on to say, "Jimmy knew." The thing about it is you also knew about the situation, from what you're saying and from what it seems. They pulled up a older video that he made a few years back about why he hasn't appeared in Mr. Beast videos recently.
If you're a Mr. Beast fan, you probably have noticed I have not been in the videos as of late. In fact, the last video I was in was hide and seek. Second hide and seek video that was posted back January some date. And then after that, I was no longer asked to be in any videos. I was still on payroll, still getting paid. And I took that kind of, this is cool, I get to sit at home and get paid, but at the same time, what's actually going on. And everyone I talked to never really gave me any answers. Till super recently, when finally I was able to meet down a couple people and kind of put everything out on the table. And it came down to my piece no longer fit the puzzle, if that's the best way to put it.
Honestly, that doesn't really explain why he hasn't been in the videos. I guess they just didn't need him anymore, but he knew something and he should have said something a long time ago, I think so. But, he's speaking up now, so I guess that's a good thing. Then we got good old Keystar. He hopped in a ring and he said, "Kris Tyson supports the cartoon CP artist Shadman that drew my 8-year-old daughter in a sexual..." What the fuck? Okay. This is a known fact. Privately, me and Kris Tyson had a conversation about this roughly a month ago. As it upsets me, this is not misinformation, this is fact. And then we got here just a little clip of the Shadman guy, and of course he's wearing a mask.
I totally am. I that's my thing. I totally am.
So all this really started from Kris commissioning a photo of a person that isn't of age from a person called Shadman, which is the guy in the mask. So
certified lover boy, certified.
Hold on, let me turn off the music. I'm outside Mr. Beast studio right now. Here's a cornfield. I'll explain that tomorrow. I've just been driving by looking to see, is there an FBI raid going on? What's happening? My name's Dawson. I worked at Mr. Beast from February to May of this year, 2024. Kris is the tip of the iceberg. And when Jake the Viking says Mr. Beast knew, yeah, Mr. Beast knew. I heard many times that Ava, Kris Tyson, is a major liability, but they can't get rid of her because she's already threatened legal action and she knows too much. And when all this information comes out about everything that she knew, everything other people know, I promise you on everything, Mr. Beast is done.
So now we got ex-employees coming out about Jimmy and Kris Tyson here. It's a little weird, a little odd that these people just held on to this information for so long, and we're just now getting it. But everybody knew except the general public and everybody who watches Mr. Beast videos. Like, dang, Jimmy, you're supposed to run for president. We're supposed to vote for you. You're supposed to be our next guy, the youngest guy. But now we got this whole Kris situation, and then we got some Snapchat messages between Kris and a 14-year-old. He posted these up. He showed everything. Basically, the conversation with him going back and forth for Kris. It's a little odd. He confirms that it is Kris Tyson right here. So it's not looking good for the Mr. Beast team. I don't know. Jimmy needs to come out with a response pretty soon to address all these allegations. He didn't really say anything super weird, but he did keep saying, like, thanks, Dad. I kept calling him Dad. Like, imagine being called fucking dad at 14 by a 20-year-old. He also just there it is, Dad again. Of course, Dad. That's fucking gross as shit. But it's like that's where these people operate on Snapchat, because they think they can just send something and it'll disappear, but it doesn't a lot of times. It doesn't. And then if you go here and you Google Kris's Snapchat, you'll see that it's not there anymore. It's gone. He took it off, trying to get rid of all the evidence. But it's kind of too late. Everybody knows it's out. Everybody's talking about it. Ugh. We got clip up here with a tweet. An anonymous user has come out overnight posting screenshots of him and Mr. Beast member Kris Tyson texting. Kris sent him many sexual messages when he was 18. The anonymous user was 14. I don't know if this is maybe it's doctored up. Maybe it's not real. Maybe it's like some fake news. But I don't think so. They go on to say, I would like to stay anonymous, but Kris Tyson was texting me back in 2020 when I was 14 and he was 18. I commented on one of his tweets and he saw it, messaged me when I was young, couldn't see how he was grooming me and manipulating me. And then he goes on to post the receipts, the proof, the evidence of him corresponding back and forth. He confirms that it's Kris Tyson up here in the tweet. So I don't know if people should be on Twitter and 14 years old. Maybe that's the issue. maybe we should start there. They go out to message each other. How's the video? And he said good. And he sent the I opened a free bank Mr. Beast video. I'm not gonna read these messages.
Says, me too. It's too soon though. I could introduce you to everyone when you get a little older, apparently. And the person says, yeah, that would be awesome. And at first when I read these alleged messages, I was thinking, well, there's still no proof that the person was like underage. And apparently Kris says, me too, it's too soon though. I could introduce you to everyone when you get a little older, apparently. And the person says, yeah, that would be awesome. But then Kris allegedly says, your birthday is coming up, isn't it? Yeah, December 2nd. You're turning 14. This person allegedly says, I don't know where the party will be at. My mom is still deciding. Like, if we're to believe these messages are real, and someone's talking about their birthday to you, and you're a grown man, and they're talking about, oh, my mom is still deciding where my birthday is gonna be at, like if it's gonna be at Peter Piper Pizza, like how many red flags would there need to be that you might be doing something horribly wrong here? And this is where things get crazy. He says, what do you want? I could give you anything. And then this person says, we could play Fortnite. I beat you last time. Meaning they've possibly had some sort of private conversation over games once again. For all you parents out there watching right now, please deeply monitor what your kid is doing on the game and who they're talking to. That is one of the main avenues that people who are interested in kids will use to talk to them and lure them in. Not saying that happened here. I'm just saying wise up to all that shit. If you're not, because I'm sure most of you are very good parents. You don't want anything expensive for your birthday? I could spoil you. I don't know. It's fine, look at my snap. So what? The channels of communication just continue to overlap. If this is true. This person just says, okay, we've been here for a while now. I'm tired. Texting you is the only thing keeping me awake right now. God. When you leave, we could play Fort. or Minecraft. Not the most notorious game for weirdos. I love you. I meant I love playing Minecraft with you. I'm telling you guys, if this shit is real, this whole thing, this whole Mr. Beast operation is gonna have such a giant stain on it.
Thanks, Jamari. I don't want to read that. They pulled up some Reddit posts from a few years ago. I can't really make it out, but if you can, put it down in the comments. As for this, I'm just you can read it. I'm not reading that. Then we got Pokemon jumping on the front. She said, I don't know all the details regarding Ava's situation, but I want to make it clear any appropriate behavior towards minors is unacceptable regardless of who you are. Old YouTube post alert. So apparently Kris made a video about Jeanette McCarthy, and it was not very good.
So recently everybody's been hearing about the Jeanette McCurdy leak of her photo. What the story is, she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And she is a very popular Nickelodeon star on the show iCarly. You'll probably see the photos get taken down at some point tonight, maybe tomorrow, because Nickelodeon has that kind of power. But the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
Okay, so it's just like, hey kids, you want to see Jeanette McCurdy? Like, what is this? What is going on? What are you promoting? Oh, this is kind of crazy, because it's like his audience was just kids back then. Well, they're still kids now, so that's even worse. And he's just like, hey, go look at these pictures. I'm not telling you to. I'm not saying to, but if you want to, it's right here. You can check it out. So that's fucking weird. Next, we got the long-awaited reply from Kris. I would like to apologize for any of my past behaviors or comments. If it hurts or offends anyone, it was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best my permanent step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media and focus on my family and mental health. That is not a good response. Because at the end of the day, it's not about your mental health. It's about what you did to fucking underage kids, 14, 15-year-olds, the things you sent them, the things you told them. It's not about you. You're making this situation about you. I'm glad you apologize, but an apology doesn't fix it. You can't murder somebody and apologize for it, you know? Then we got Jimmy's long-awaited response. Over the last few days, I've become aware of a serious allegation of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I've been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure that all the facts that said I've seen online and taken immediate action to to remove Ava from the company. My channel is associated with, I'm not reading the rest of this. So pretty much he says he fired Ava, but Ava said that you know, she didn't get fired. She said she mutually quit. We got some more messages from Jake the Viking saying, you know, I expected it. We can all mill through these. A lot of people were replying like, you know, what's going on? Why didn't you say something before? And apparently there's allegations against Jimmy now. I don't know what his allegations would be about, but they're trying to make this about him now also. But at the end of the day, it's about the victims. It's about what Kris did to them. I'm going to reply. We got Internet Arcanist. The quartering, I'm not sure what the quartering is. I'll watch Internet Arcanist though. But everybody tuned in and gave their 2 cents on Jimmy's response. I'm glad he's having an independent team conduct the investigation, because if it was just him, then maybe, you know, it wouldn't be as great. But then we got this guy who's apparently Lava's friend. Let's see what he has to say about the situation.
Kris Tyson from Mr. Beast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with Lava GS at the time, who is the main victim of Kris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. Not only that, but he's also under an NDA from when he worked for Mr. Beast Gaming for 2 years, And he tried to get me to join Mr. Beast Gaming himself, Lava. He's the one who actually sent me the contract and tried to get me to sign the NDA, at which point I ended our friendship because I knew they were just trying to silence me. Me and him were both initially involved in running Chris's Discord server, helping him set up his Twitch streams and moderating them.
Nate's calling me.
This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got in there. This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Kris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would even go as far as linking me several different porn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him. Not only that, but he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public. So when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors. And he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images, alongside all these 15-year-olds. He would also frequently call me dad and daddy as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time. You have to think this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person.
That's insane. This person you idolize?
This server later went public and became his official Discord server, but before it did, he had me and Lava spend multiple days scrubbing this Discord server clean of all of the N-words he had sent in it, as well as his friends, as well as deleting the NSFW channels and making sure no one could see that he was spamming corn to minors. This story is so much bigger and runs so much deeper than any of you really realize, so if you want to hear more and you want a part 2...
I'm not sure that minors can sign an NDA. I don't quote me on that. But I'm going to look it up. I'm going to do some research to see, but that doesn't seem right, that a minor signing an NDA. You probably got to run that through your parents or something. We got the hypocrite. This is wild as I expected. The floodgates are open. Thank you for speaking up. Kris is cooked. So a lot of people showing support to this post that this guy had. Glad he came out. But, you know, this doesn't look good for Jimmy and the bunch. I'm hoping that something happens. It looks like everybody's going to be stepping away for a while. We probably won't get another Mr. Beast video. Mr. Beast allegations for some reason. There were some minors dancing and doing some stuff they weren't supposed to do on camera. Yeah, so we're just not going to play that, but it's there. See you next time.